Right, quick video showing how we deal with the compost, or how we've been failing to deal with the compost from the composting toilet. There was a much longer video, but I forgot to turn the microphone on. So this is going to be a much shorter one because it's cold out here. Right, there we have a plastic drum, and there we have another plastic drum. So, and there we have a bucket from the composting toilet which is about to be emptied. Don't worry, I won't do that on camera. Should probably warn you, if you're a fecophobe, I think that's the word, if you're somebody who's frightened of poop, you might not like this video. So, it'll take 3 months to fill one of these. The first soak we used was wood chippings used for horse bedding. The second was the same kind of stuff but supposedly made from hemp. I'd hoped that'd break down better, it didn't. Now we're using pelleted straw, which looks like the way to go. So, on the outside there's a pipe with a mesh so that the flies don't get in, joins to another pipe. That pipe goes to the bottom of the tank, under a false floor, which is just like a grid, and some mesh, and on the lid a solar powered computer fan. Whole lot stands out in the sunshine. That one over there is identical, exactly the same kind of system, slightly bigger fan, but neither here nor there. And my real hope was that this would just aerate itself. I didn't even really think I needed the fan. I just put that on because it's, you know, a bit of a geeky thing to do. And it takes 3 months to fill one of these. Then you've got an empty one waiting. So by the time this one is needed again, the very first layer of compost has been in there for a full 6 months. Tap at the bottom for the occasional drawing off of liquid, which I didn't think would be necessary. And I was absolutely confident this was going to be hot compost, just bosh, you know. There is carbon in there, there is nitrogen in there, there is liquid, because I'd water it every now and then. And no, it just sits there as a stagnant mess, just a lump. Now, the poop has mostly been absorbed into the carbon. You know, this doesn't smell bad. It doesn't, even the compost bucket doesn't smell particularly bad. We've got a urine separator on the composting toilet. So, what went wrong? Well, number one, I realised there's a hell of a lot more liquid in faeces than you think there is. And that milk jug down there is 4 pints. Well, on one of these, I managed to drain out 5 of those. 5 pints. I mean, 5 4-pint jugs. 20 pints. Yeah, 20 pints. And it's still pretty sodden. You know, you could compress this and probably get another, 20 pints out of it. So, not working, what to do? Because I've already buried one, and that one over there is getting to be fairly full. Now, the reason I really wanted to do them in plastic barrels is because the human digestive system isn't very good, and rats love poop. And we've got rats, we live in the country, we're surrounded by arable farms, we've got chickens, if you've got chickens you've got rats. We've got lovely habitat over there, surrounded by lovely habitat. I won't poison rats because I don't want to poison the pets, I don't want to poison the birds of prey, which we're quite lucky to have quite a lot of. We've got owls, we've got buzzards, we've got kites, we've got kestrels, we've got stoats and weasels. So I don't want to be giving them poisonous food. So the last lot, I thought, right, well, we'll just go cold now. If it sits in a plastic drum for 6 months, it probably isn't that appealing to the rats anymore. It's not like it's a totally fresh poop that they can enjoy. So I thought, right, I'll put it in a builder's bag. We're coming on to winter by now. So it sat in a builder's bag for about 2 months and did absolutely nothing. There was no noticeable temperature. Open it up on a cold morning, steam did not come off it. It just sat there, slightest bit of mould on it maybe, which actually this one's got. Maybe you can just see those white bits. There, over there, over there. But look at this. I mean, that won't focus on that temperature gauge, but it's below 40 Fahrenheit, which I don't know what that is. And actually this temperature gauge would go a lot lower. Well, yeah, it's below freezing out here. In there, it is below freezing. It did freeze last night, but this was no warmer in summer. It could sit in the summer. You know, I'm running a bit low on battery, so we'll just speed this up. So the answer has been, let's take the thermometer out. I've actually unwrapped this so it would have cooled off a bit. To put it, hold on. Suspend this builder's bag. Throw it in like making conventional compost. So I've put in straw on the bottom, leaves, mixed leaves with the human muck, mixed in hot horse compost, and it sat here for about a week. And as I say, it was -4 last night, and you won't be able to see it on there. I don't think even if I go in on it, it'll just too much reflection, I think. Let's see. Well, you can take my word for it, it's hit 80 degrees Fahrenheit already. And it's been uncovered for a little while, so I reckon we're on to a winner with this. 32 centigrade, there we go. So stuff is working. I'm going to have to make some amendments. I've sort of, without realising it, invented a Johnson-Sue type reactor. So I'm thinking of driving a stake in the middle for air. And I'm also, although I didn't have much success with the other little pipes, going to drive some drilled pipes in with the ends capped off, maybe not, so that I can pour urine in and it will get more evenly distributed in the heap. So that's where we're at. Yeah, and that stuff that dribbled off, I've got no way of testing it, but I reckon that is seriously nitrogen rich. So I might make that into a compost starter kind of tea. We'll see. I'm probably going to do a test with it on a patch of grass and see if it burns it to death, just so I can sort of get an idea of how powerful it is. So there we go. And over there in the distance is the charcoal retort, which is going to get re-engineered so that in future I can also add some biochar into this. So there, I hope you enjoyed that. It is really cold out here. Okay, see ya.